More Montana firefighters are racing to help fire-ravaged California. Whitefish Mountain Resort is open the 70th year in a row, and a suspect in a shootout with police now facing an attempted murder charge.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley. Dennis Bragg is off tonight. The winds weren't quite as fierce as predicted today, but firefighters in California are still working against the clock. Wildfires are ravaging parts of that state. The first death has been reported due to this outbreak. The body of a woman was found next to her overturned car. CBS's Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Ventura.
Crews battling the lilac fire in San Diego County are trying to minimize the damage, but this house is already gone.
We have crews surrounded this whole area. We're going to make a stand and we're going to protect all the ones that we can.
Officials are advising residents in Lilac's path to be prepared to move.
We have 20 structures that have been destroyed. I expect that number will go higher.
Several major wildfires are consuming parts of California. Flames tore through trees and brush on the 101 in Ventura County, shutting down stretches of one of the busiest freeways in America.
It's definitely looks like Armageddon went off here.
Mike Stevens has been hosing down his home, trying to protect it.
All the ambers that are coming across from the hills, it's only obvious that it could start, no problem.
But firefighters are advising residents not to take matters into their own hands.
Stuff that burns is not good for you, so just the whole thing is just not safe.
The Thomas Fire has creeped into Los Padres National Forest.
A lot of vegetation out here, and the flames are going to continue to burn.
An estimated 1 million people are affected by the poor air conditions.
I think safety is always a big challenge, and then the wind-driven fire. It's tremendous.
Officials warn heavy winds and dry air could prolong conditions here for weeks. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Ventura, California.
And as we told you last night, there are firefighters across western Montana that are on their way to California to help fight those wildfires. They requested 50 strike teams from Montana and 6 other states. Each strike team has 5 engines for a total of 250 engines. Flathead County Fire Manager Lincoln Shute says altogether the state is sending 54 firefighters. 16 of them are from the Flathead Valley. He says this assignment is likely to last 2 weeks.
It's a big commitment, being away from your family. Long shifts, and it's a dangerous job, but that's why they train year-round for it too. Hopefully that the winds will subside, they'll get a little moisture.
Missoula Rural Fire District is sending a Type 1 engine along with 3 firefighters. One of the 2 suspects who led police on a chase through 2 counties while firing a gun at officers is going to face an attempted murder charge. The chase started around 11:30 in the morning yesterday in Missoula when police tried to pull this car over, but that started a chase that ended north of St. Ignatius when one of the suspects fired shots at law enforcement. Lake County Sheriff Don Bell identified 34-year-old Alta Little Light Three Fingers of Crow Agency as the driver of that vehicle. She will face charges of criminal endangerment and assault with a weapon. The passenger in the vehicle is 27-year-old Rochelle St. Dennis of Missoula. She also faces assault with a weapon, but also faces that attempted deliberate homicide charge. Sheriff Bell says when the pursuit ended on Eagle Pass Trail near Nine Pipes, St. Dennis fired shots at the officers. They returned fire, but no one was hurt. It's believed that Little Light Three Fingers also had a firearm. St. Dennis and Little Light Three Fingers then surrendered and were taken into custody. They are in the Lake County Jail while this investigation continues. The car in the pursuit was actually stolen from Billings back on November 14th. A national environmental group is launching an ad campaign here in Montana, calling on lawmakers not to cut funding to the National Park Service. The Natural Resources Defense Council's Action Fund announced a 5-figure ad buy that started airing in Montana this week. These are ads that accuse Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke and Republicans in Congress of proposing substantial budget cuts to agencies like the Park Service. They criticized the proposal to increase entrance fees at parks like Glacier and Yellowstone. The ads go on to then praise Democratic Senator John Tester for fighting back against those proposals, and they're urging Montanans to express their support.
Essentially, we're trying to scream from the mountaintops that these proposed budget cuts by the Trump administration are going to damage the quality of life for Americans, hurt public health, hurt public lands.
The NRDC Action Fund is the latest in a series of environmental groups that have purchased ads in Montana this year to attack Zinke on public land issues. In his statement, an Interior Department spokesperson said Montanans understand the need to balance the government's budget. The spokesperson criticized the NRDC for filing expensive lawsuits against the department and added the vast majority of increased entrance fees will pay directly for fixing parks' infrastructure backlog. Well, turning now to weather, we had another dry, cold day for western Montana, and it doesn't look like things are going to change anytime soon. For more, let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Aaron Yost with a look at the first forecast. Aaron.
That's exactly right, Jill. As long as this ridge of high pressure remains in place, we are going to see very similar conditions over the next subsequent days. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get used to it. I don't think there were many complaints on the Bitterroot Valley, for example. We could get used to this. This from our First Security Bank iCam in the Hamilton area. Blue skies. However, if you were in the northwest quarter of the state, pretty much along Highway 93 north of Missoula, we were kind of socked in out there today, still dealing with cloud cover. And this is likely to remain the case here over the next several days with those low clouds and that morning fog likely expanding into many of our other valley locations as our inversions strengthen. I've got more details coming up.
Well, this year we've certainly seen a lot of extreme weather in Montana with the cold, the snow, and of course the smoke and fires playing a big role. And now it looks like Mother Nature's at it again. Meteorologist Russ Tomix takes a closer look at this latest extreme.
It seemed to take forever to get out from under the near-record snowy cold start to the year. That was shortly followed by a massive fire season. And with less than a month to go in 2017, another unusual event is occurring.
Generally, we can see some ridging or high pressure over the area last 4 or 5 days, but it's pretty rare to have something that's going to last 10 to 14 days.
National Weather Service climatologist Bob Nestor has been following the La Nina, El Nino, and neutral winter events for years. This year's weak La Nina seasonal forecast is the same phenomena we experienced last year. So where's the active weather? Nestor says last year's historic winter can skew expectations.
Last year actually was an extraordinary year. It was one of our biggest snow years on record. Things did really start a little bit early. Around the 7th or 8th we had a snow event, and it wasn't until the 14th or 15th we really had a big cold event.
In fact, November of 2016 was exceptionally dry, but when winter weather came, it came fast and furious. Nestor says it's too soon to judge an entire winter or even call off a white Christmas. A La Nina event is at its height from December through February. In other words, we have a long way to go.
1995, we had 5 inches of snow in all of December. Then we had 27 in January, which was, crazy. Every week La Nina has ended up being above normal.
So, if you enjoy the early winter dry weather conditions, soak it up while you can. The odds this will continue throughout the winter are not forever in your favor. In Missoula, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
Russ also says the weather models are leading toward a shift to colder and wetter conditions by the middle of the month. Well, despite the lack of snowfall, several ski resorts across the state are getting ready to open, including Whitefish Mountain Resort, which opened for the 70th time today. MTN's Jack Ginsburg shows us how important this occasion is to that community.
Opening day is like a holiday. If you live in a ski town, this is, one of the things you look forward to all year. It's like Christmas morning when you were a kid.
Skiers and snowboarders arrived hours before the lift started turning on Thursday morning to head up the face of Big Mountain for the 70th year in a row. At times, the sun peeked through that classic Big Mountain fog that sits on top of the summit many days throughout the season, but the snow on the backside was phenomenal. One of the highly anticipated changes to the mountain this year was the relocating of Chair 5 to the east rim, and the resort invited some skiers who have deep roots in the town and mountain. Don Wood, who was the first person to ride Chair 5 when it came to the mountain in 1981, was the first person to ride it today in its new location.
It was an honor to be asked to, and it was really quite a spectacular ride up.
Tim Hinderman was also there to take the first chair up. He has been here since his father, Carl Hinderman, a World War II vet, moved the family back to his hometown of Whitefish in 1955, 8 years after the mountain opened.
He grew up here and skied here, and then he was in the 10th Mountain Division in World War II. And then he was a contractor for the Strategic Air Command and taught survival training for a few years after the war.
After resettling in the Flathead Valley, Carl created one of the first ski schools on the mountain, and his son Tim continues that legacy with his work at the Flathead Valley Ski Education Foundation and a new museum coming to downtown Whitefish.
We're building a ski museum in Whitefish that chronicles kind of the history of the skiing in the area and at Big Mountain and on Big Mountain before there was a resort here.
Well, it was a great 70th opening day here for Whitefish Mountain Resort, with hopefully another 70 years in the future. Reporting on Big Mountain, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
And that new ski museum opens next Friday right after the mountain shuts down for the day. Well, still ahead, Aaron will let us know how long the chilly temperatures are going to stick around and when change might happen for us. And later, the president signing a proclamation about the day that will live in infamy, with one veteran having a surprising reaction to that ceremony.